Cliff Richard, born Harry Roger Webb on October the 14th, 1940, in Lucknow, British India, was raised in an environment shaped by historical upheaval. His family moved back to England in 1948 after India gained independence, settling in Cheshunt, Hertfordshire. The Webb family faced financial struggles, but young Harry showed a remarkable passion for music and performance. Inspired by the sounds of American rock and roll icons like Elvis Presley, Little Richard, and Buddy Holly, he was determined to make a name for himself in the world of music. It was during his teenage years that Harry adopted the stage name Cliff Richard, drawing inspiration from the strength symbolized by cliffs and a nod to his idol, Little Richard. In 1958, he burst onto the British music scene with his band, The Drifters, later renamed The Shadows. Their debut single, Move It, became a rock and roll milestone in the UK, paving the way for a new musical era. The rise of a rock icon. By the early 1960s, Cliff Richard had become Britain's answer to the American rock invasion, and with his youthful energy, he quickly captured the hearts of a new generation. His good looks and charismatic stage presence made him a quintessential teen idol, and his band, The Shadows, became synonymous with the new rock sound. Hits like Living Doll, The Young Ones, Summer Holiday, and Bachelor Boy solidified his position at the top of the British charts. Along with his musical success, Cliff ventured into acting, starring in several musical comedies that endeared him to fans and broadened his appeal. Despite the emergence of the Beatles and the so-called British invasion, Cliff Richard maintained his place in the limelight. His adaptability and evolving style kept him relevant, and he continued to release chart-topping singles while maintaining a loyal fan base across generations. Evolving musical style and personal growth. As the 1970s rolled in, Cliff Richard underwent a transformation both as an artist and an individual. He evolved from a teen idol into a more mature artist, exploring new genres and themes in his music. Hits like Devil Woman, We Don't Talk Anymore, and Wired for Sound showcased his willingness to experiment with disco and synth pop, marking a departure from his earlier rock roots. This reinvention ensured that Cliff stayed relevant even as musical trends shifted. Throughout his career, his spiritual beliefs played a significant role in his artistic decisions. Having embraced Christianity in the mid-1960s, Cliff's faith became central to his identity, influencing not only his personal choices but also his music. He chose to walk away from the partying scene, cultivating a clean and wholesome image. His religious commitment was evident in his work, particularly in his Christmas music, which became a holiday staple. A life built on faith and independence. Cliff Richard's commitment to his faith was unwavering, and it shaped many aspects of his career. As a devout Christian, he often incorporated spiritual themes into his music, producing religious records that reflected his beliefs. He also made the personal decision to remain unmarried and childless, despite the pressures of fame and public curiosity. Cliff believed his vocation was to serve, and his dedication to family and his spiritual path meant making personal sacrifices. His choice to stay independent was not without controversy, but it allowed him to stay true to himself and his values. Over the years, Cliff became an influential figure in British culture, selling over 250 million records worldwide and securing his place as one of the best-selling artists of all time. His accolades included a knighthood in 1995 and an OBE in 1980, recognizing his contribution not only to music but also to charitable causes such as HIV/AIDS awareness and children's welfare. A lifelong bachelor and the struggles of love. Throughout his career, Cliff Richard's personal life has been a subject of curiosity. His decision to remain unmarried and childless was largely shaped by his intense commitment to his career, family, and faith. One of the most poignant moments in his personal life came in 1961 when he ended his relationship with his first serious girlfriend, Delia Wicks, through a heartfelt 3-page letter. In the letter, Cliff explained that his burgeoning career in showbiz had made it impossible for him to have a lasting relationship. Despite the deep affection he had for Delia, he chose to prioritize his career and the responsibilities he felt towards his family following the death of his father. The emotional toll of fame and its impact on his personal relationships would remain a recurring theme throughout his life. Later relationships, including those with actress Una Stubbs and tennis star Sue Barker, showed that Cliff struggled with balancing his desire for companionship with the demands of his public persona. Reflections on lost opportunities and unfulfilled love. Cliff Richard's romantic history is dotted with near misses and unfulfilled love. His relationship with Sue Barker in the 1980s garnered significant media attention, and there were rumors that marriage might be on the horizon. However, Cliff admitted in later years that he never felt deeply enough in love to make that lifelong commitment, despite their mutual affection. He also reflected on his past feelings for actress Olivia Newton-John, with whom he had been in love during the 1970s. However, their relationship never materialized as Olivia was already engaged. Cliff's struggles with love were tied to his complex personal life, where his devotion to his career often conflicted with his desire for intimacy and companionship. His candid reflections on these relationships revealed the underlying emotional conflict that shaped his personal decisions. Cliff Richard's admiration for Elvis Presley. For decades, fans of both Cliff Richard and Elvis Presley speculated about the depth of Cliff's admiration for the king of rock and roll. While Cliff had mentioned Elvis in interviews over the years, he had always been relatively reserved when discussing the American legend. However, in a rare and emotional revelation, Cliff Richard recently opened up about the profound impact Elvis had on his life and career. Cliff admitted that he was mesmerized when he first heard Elvis sing. The raw energy and soul in Elvis's voice sparked a fire in Cliff that ignited his desire to perform. Elvis not only inspired Cliff musically, but he also influenced his stage presence and artistic direction. Cliff acknowledged that being compared to Elvis, especially early in his career, was both an honor and a challenge. He had to find his own path while constantly living up to the expectations that came with being associated with the king. The deep regret of never meeting Elvis Presley. Cliff Richard's admiration for Elvis Presley went beyond music. It was deeply personal. For years, Cliff had longed to meet Elvis in person. And though their paths almost crossed, the meeting never happened. Cliff confessed that Elvis's death in 1977 deeply affected him, saying, "It was like losing a brother I'd never met." For Cliff, Elvis was more than just a musical idol. He was a spiritual and artistic brother. Both men shared a Christian faith, though they expressed it in different ways. Cliff spoke of Elvis's vulnerability and generosity, qualities that made him even more admirable in Cliff's eyes. In breaking his silence about Elvis, Cliff paid tribute to the man who unknowingly guided him on his own musical journey. For Cliff, Elvis was not only a musical inspiration, but also a kindred spirit whose death left an irreplaceable void in his life. Cliff Richard, a lasting legacy of inspiration and influence. Cliff Richard's recent reflections on Elvis Presley offer fans an intimate glimpse into his heart, showcasing the deep respect he had for the man who shaped his career. As one musical legend pays homage to another, Cliff's words serve as a poignant reminder of how influences from our heroes shape us in ways we often don't realize. For Cliff Richard, Elvis was not just a musical influence, but a personal connection that transcended time and space. His tribute to Elvis speaks to the enduring power of music and the way it can bring people together, even if they never meet in person. As Cliff continues to perform and release new music. His legacy as a trailblazer in the music industry remains strong. His journey from a young boy in Cheshunt to one of Britain's greatest musical icons is a testament to his resilience, creativity, and the lasting impact of his influences.